What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is James.
And I'm Kiimmy.
And today we're talking about our first month as new parents.
Woo! If the energy feels a little lower, it's because we're drained.
We're still drained from the first month.
So how's the first month been for you? Should we break it down, like the first few moments, how were they for you?
First few moments, you come home and you're just high on adrenaline. The excitement of it all, everything's all new. You seem to have loads of energy. So I remember for the first 3-4 days, I was just looking at her, watching her for like hours and hours and hours and hours, because I didn't even want to go to sleep. I just wanted to watch her to make sure she was all right and everything like that. So I think the initial first 3 days, super high, full of adrenaline, and sleep is not a problem.
You're kind of running on love, like your
that's
love
a good
for
one.
her.
I like that. Running on love,
Yeah, that's what it is. Because you're not getting any sleep, everything's so new, you're so worried about her, make sure she's alright. You're kind of just functioning and you don't know how you're functioning.
Yeah, I think the other great thing is we had people here to help us in the first few days, because obviously we do not know what we're doing at all, like diaper changing, feeding schedule, burping, all of these sorts of things. So it was great that we had everybody here to help. So that was like my first 3 days. Still great, but it changed after 3 days. So how was your first few days and
I'll go for
moments?
my first week, simply because
okay.
that's the one I remember the most. Next week I'm going to tell you guys all about my labour story, but long story short, I had a C-section. Not by choice, emergency C-section. So I was in a lot of pain. Normally, people kept telling me they keep you in for longer, but with COVID and everything happening, and there's such an overload at the hospital at the moment, so many people coming in and having kids, there wasn't enough beds, so they have to like shift everyone out as quickly as possible. Make sure you're alright, of course, and then get you out. I came home the next day, but I was excited to go home. I didn't want to stay longer, so I was working hard to meet everything that they said so I can come home. But you don't realise once the pain medication wears off how painful it is, and I was in so much pain afterwards, but I didn't even feel it until like 2 days later, because when we got home and we had your mum and Chloe here and we had my mum coming in and out, I was still running on, oh my gosh, I just had a baby, look at her, I love her so much. And then seeing people, talking to people, and it wasn't until the next day you guys noticed when the midwife came to check on the baby, see how they're doing, weigh her, I started going like this.
Yeah, that was hilarious. When the midwife came, you were still out of it. The day you came home, you seemed normal. Yeah. And the next day, you were kind of like, oh. Yeah, so when the midwife was talking to us, saying, all right, this is how you do this, da, 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 you were like this. Like,
I was sat there. They were all in the room. Your sister, your mum, you were all in the room. And I remember sitting on the bed, laying there, and I was just gone. I did not know what was happening in that room. When everyone laughed, I didn't know whether I was making it up in my head. I was just like, I'm not gonna laugh just in case no one laughed and I'm just hallucinating. And then I couldn't get up. You had to bring her to me to do feeds. And then I couldn't get up to change her or anything because I couldn't bend. And this part was still quite numb. So you even had to help me get up because my muscles were short. I couldn't lift myself up, get up. Oh, that week was tough. Yeah. Without family during that week, I don't know how we would have done it. I remember your mum and Chloe constantly showing us how to do diaper changes. Yeah. And your mum doing the quick change. Showing us how to change the diaper quickly so she doesn't cry.
Even with because like you said, you had a C-section, after sort of the 3rd day of me running on adrenaline and stuff, I was starting to feel the lack of sleep.
No, but you know what it is? We kept being told sleep when baby sleeps. Yeah. But every time, even when, because Winnie didn't like sleeping on her back, she wanted to lay in one of us. Yeah. So even when she was laying on me and I'm like, to sleep, babe, I just remember seeing you like this. Like,
any little noise, you're like,
as soon as she wakes up, is she okay? Is she breathing? Is she okay? First few days, you did not get even a drop of sleep.
No, exactly. So like from there, we were doing the nights, but my mum, as soon as she heard any noise, she was straight down in looking, so, okay, you're okay, do you need a hand and stuff? And we were just getting the process. But then after that week, we kind of felt like, okay, we kind of know what we're doing more. It's all becoming a routine. Like, it's the straight truth. I was speaking to my friend the other day on the phone. It's like, what are you doing like during the day and at night? And it's like, you don't do much because your focus is on baby, but even when baby's sleeping, you're sort of just near baby, aren't you? You've got free time, but your free time is just watching baby. Do you know what I mean? You're sort of in the room just to make sure if she wakes up, if she turns, if she this, so it's kind of like, it's like, what have I been doing? It's like literally just been watching the baby for a month now, like making sure that everything's still going the way it should be.
It's true. And it's like the other day I kept asking myself, wait, if she sleeps about 18 hours a day, why am I only sleeping too? Like, what do I do with the rest of the time that she's sleeping? And honestly, it's a blur. But
yeah.
I was even telling my sister this morning, she's 6 weeks in a couple of days, and it's only now I'm like, I'm quite confident with this.
Yes,
like, I understand her. I can now do it confidently. But before that, honestly, family, friends were just helping us through.
Especially as well, the second week, like I was going on to say, is because you couldn't walk around and stuff, just having your mum and your sister and them come over help with the cooking and the cleaning and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that, trying to look after baby, cook, clean, all this stuff, having that help and everything was fantastic. And the same for my grandparents, so they come over, helped with everything. My nan cooked us a lovely dinner the other day, didn't she? So it's like, we're very lucky that we had people, they're not necessarily close by, your mum lives very close, but everyone was coming together and coming to see Winnie and just sort of help out, which was like the main thing.
Yeah, I'd say like, we're very, very blessed. Like this experience, even though we feel like, oh, it's been challenging because of the lack of sleep and we haven't been able to sleep properly, but we do feel like we've had it easy in a way of we've got a lot of family and they're all happy to help. So when your mum and sister aren't here, my sister and my mum are here, and they, like you said, they're doing the cleaning, they're doing the cooking, and your nan and granddad come over, and your nan's happy to help us with the tidying up, sort out laundry, ironing, just so we can like keep up with little things and stay on top of everything, which is amazing.
Yeah, like we said, it's challenging, isn't it? It's not particularly hard. It's challenging because you have a rough night, like we think, oh, I've had no sleep, and then in the morning when you see a little smile, a little face, your heart just melts, and you're like, yeah, I can do this again and again and again. Do you know what I mean? Like, just to see that all day, and like now she's becoming more alert and stuff.
Yeah.
When she sees you, she smiles. When you talk to her, she smiles. She's moving, she's reaching for you. She knows your voice. She could be with someone else, and as soon as she hears your voice, she's looking and seeing, like, all that makes it so rewarding.
Oh, 100%.
And it's like, it is hard. I'm not going to lie to people and say it's like, oh, it's been super easy, we've breezed through it. It's like, it's been challenging, but so rewarding. It's definitely the best thing ever. Do you know what I mean? Parenting is the best thing ever. But having that support has definitely made it
a lot easier. For me, even if I go for a whole night shift and I have not slept at all, it's her little face in the morning. She just smiles at you. You just kind of melt. You're just like, oh,
well, this morning you two were watching Monsters Inc., weren't you?
Oh yeah, she loves the colours and stuff like that. But even when I was talking to my sister, because I'm always recruiting my friends and stuff to do night shifts. So with me, I've had like people like Coco come and help out in the night. My mum has had a night shift. Your mum has had a night shift. Everyone gets to do a night shift around here. But it's like
that's one of the rules when you arrive, you've got to do a night shift.
It's like my sister was saying, like in the daytime it's like, oh, baby fever, oh, I love her, I want to hold her all day. But she did a night shift with me where we did the whole night together. She was like, no, I'm not ready. I'm definitely not ready. But it's like people say, you can be ready, but you'll never be really ready for it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's like I said, it's the most amazing thing ever. You do love every minute of it. Do you know what I mean? There's not a moment you don't go, oh, I'm not enjoying this. Even when it does get really tough. Yeah. When you had like a nappy blowout, it's late at night, you can't see, you've just put her in, and that's been, you're still loving every moment of it. Your heart is just like loving it. Do you know what I mean? You feel so connected with, like, that's your child, that's you look at her and you go, that's your DNA, that's your little creation right there. So it makes all of it so worth it.
It's true. So if you hear some noise in the background, it's my sister who's taking care of Winnie. So yeah.
See, we've got help right now. Yeah.
For the first 3 weeks, it didn't kick in for me that we have a baby. Like, I remember FaceTiming, I think it was Coco, and I saw myself in the corner, and I was just holding the baby. I was like this. I was like, oh my god, like, I'm a mum. I know it seems crazy, but sometimes you're doing it, you're getting through it, but it hasn't quite kicked in properly. I'm doing this, like I'm a parent now.
The thing is, now you couldn't imagine life without her.
I can't.
Like, you spend so much time together, 24 hours a day. Like, it just feels like you've known her forever.
It does.
Like, it's a strange feeling. Or when you look at her and you see her and you like interact with her, you feel like you've known Winter your whole life.
Yeah.
It's a strange feeling. I don't think that is the best way to describe it, but you do feel like you've known her your whole life. Obviously you've known her whole life, but you feel like you've known that person your whole life.
Yeah.
It's
like, do you know
amazing.
Do you know when people say, like, when you have your child, the love you feel, you've never felt it before?
Yes. Yeah.
That is so true.
100%.
Like, I think from the minute I gave birth to it, it's like, I cried. Actually, even from the scan, I cried. I was feeling it from then. But honestly, the emotions you feel towards her, you're just like, oh, I just want to love you, protect you, and just be. It's almost like you want her to grow up so you can sleep, but at the same time you don't want her to grow up because
Too
you
quick.
just want to keep her
yeah.
safe and keep
It's
her
funny
at
that
home.
you see her whole future as well. Like you see in everything when you look at her. When you see your own child, you see their whole future, like what you want them to do and how they want to be. So it's like it is a new kind of love. It's unbelievable. It's a thing you can't really explain. You just love them and just want nothing but the best for them.
Yeah.
That's why I think for the first couple of days, I was just looking at her while she's sleeping, doing
It felt
because
surreal.
it's just like you're just making sure that everything's okay. The little movement you want to make sure. Is she okay? Is she okay? And she's like, you're like, yeah, she's just moving so she can get closer to be fed and stuff. And I'm like, is she okay? Oh, hold on a minute, where's she moving now? It's like, don't worry, she's fine. Is she too hot? Is she too cold? So yeah, but it's been great. It's been amazing. Time goes like this. You notice it now. Like she's nearly 6 weeks. Like we're looking back thinking, where has that time gone?
I know. And she's
6
changed
weeks
so
has gone
much.
so quickly. Like so that's why we're kind of taking our time with everything. So we can just focus on baby.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because you're gonna miss out on these little moments if you're rushing everything
yeah.
and trying to overdo everything. I think that's why we even needed that 1 month off, just to kind of take it in and like to really,
just enjoy and appreciate.
Just be in the moment with her.
Because look when you look at her now, how much she's changed.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss
A moment.
any more of those moments because
Yeah.
you're thinking, look how much she's changed from when she was born to now. That's only 6 weeks, and you're thinking another 6 weeks. What's she going to be doing in another 6 weeks?
She's gonna be over 2 months in another.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
We're learning every day and we're getting better at it. I'd
Yes.
say.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You become more comfortable. The more you do things, the more comfortable you become.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I've never changed a nappy before in my life. Like that for me is.
And the first 2 weeks you were doing nappies all by yourself, well, with help. But I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't do any because I couldn't.
But it was
bear
weird
weight
to me,
out.
like changing nappies and stuff like that. But now it's kind of like it's
You
just
kinda
like a
do it.
normal thing now. You're just like, oh yeah, nappy. You sort of become on autopilot. Nappy, fold, bin, done. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know what she wants when she cries.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly you pick it
And
all up.
yeah, and you learn her time.
Yeah, yeah.
She wakes up at this time normally.
you
she
call
sleeps
it,
at this
like,
time.
bang on, you
Oh
call it,
yeah,
yeah.
I know even when she goes to toilet. I know when
Yeah.
it's coming. I'm
You're like,
like,
oh, she's going to be going to the toilet in a minute. Boom.
She's gonna wake up in a minute. Boom. See, we're learning. We're getting there.
On the job. So that's it from us guys, we hope you enjoyed this week's little story time about how we're getting on as new parents. We are doing a Q&A in 2 weeks time, so if you've got any questions, drop them below, and look out for a community post because we'll be asking for questions on there as well, so keep a lookout for all of that.
Yep.
Fantastic, that's it from us guys, we'll see you soon.
Bye guys.
Bye.